I hesitate to talk about this because I know that I'm technologically retarded, and I know that people will say, "Oh, you're being such a boomer," or I don't know it, but I suspect it. I suspect this will happen. So it could be that I should just know better about this, but I don't. And but I got pretty freaked out last night, and again today. I was in a chippy mood. I was feeling a little. I don't know. I was feeling a little aggravated. Um, and and I've been using Grok from time to time, and it's been very useful in certain ways. But Grok is clearly programmed. It's clearly programmed to uphold a certain point of view on certain subjects. So its usefulness is limited. It's astoundingly useful if you're trying to remember something from the past, like a show. Just to be very specific, I was remembering seeing some show on television that was just a pilot that never aired again, and this was sometime in the mid '80s, and nobody every time I had tried to, I remember strange things sometimes, and I remembered this show kept coming. This pilot for a show kept coming back to mind. I'll just say, I'll just go ahead and say what it was about. It was this pilot called "There Goes the Neighborhood," and it had Buddy Hackett in it, and it was a show about these three guys who were hobos who used to be hobos, and now they came into this fortune, and they have this gigantic mansion, and now but they still have their old hobo ways, and it was really bad, as I recall. But that was the premise of it, and it was. I remembered something about the theme song. I'm not going to sing it, but I remembered that it was called "There Goes the Neighborhood," and I remembered what the premise of the show was. But it only aired, as far as I know, as a pilot, and this was sometime in the mid '80s. And for years, I had tried various times to go back and attempt through a search engine or through IMDb or something. I didn't remember that Buddy Hackett was in it. Maybe if I had looked up Buddy Hackett by name, then it would have shown up on IMDb. But I just couldn't find it. I would type in "There Goes the Neighborhood," and I couldn't find it. But I was able to find it on Grok, and Grok told me when it aired, and that it was just one show, and this was the premise, and blah blah blah. And so for things like that, I found Grok, and I guess Grok has been the main one I've used, but I guess other AI information spots, sites or whatever, would be similar. So that was a lengthy a lengthy premature or preamble to what I really have to say in this video. So I'll put something that says skip to 4:30 if you want to skip the preamble. Okay, so like I said, I was feeling chippy. I was feeling, a little. I was sort of feeling feisty, and because I just get tired of how anytime you ask Grok about anything relating to stuff that's supposed to be conspiracy, it always defaults to the official story. And Grok is supposed to be the most based of all AI, right? Because it's Musk's creation, but it still just defaults to what we're supposed to think about various things. It still defaults to the official story, even on 9/11. So I like picked a fight with Grok, which is dumb. It's I understand this is a stupid thing to do. It's a waste of time. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of like shaking your fist at the sky and just going ah. Um, you know, but I was just in that I was caught up in that mood, so I was doing it anyway. I was being intentionally rude. I said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even read that. I know it's just propaganda. I know you've been programmed to tell me exactly what you just told me. And then at some point, it said, we're I kept being hostile, and its whole thing is, well, gee whiz, blah blah blah. Well, I mean, if there's anything else you want to know, let me know. It's being all infuriatingly agreeable, while still spitting out the same old shit that is just horse shit, you know. but then it's saying if there's something else about it that maybe that you think presents an exception to this rule, then let me know! Exclamation point. Like, hey, no hard feelings, old chap, kind of thing. And I kept responding, with hostility, with uh, with insults. It was, I admit it was immature. It was silly what I was doing. But then it was like, it got to a point where I said, well, forget it. You're a hopeless case. I know you're not reliable. So we're done here. And then it said something like, okay, well, enjoy your time in Savannah. Or it says something like that. Enjoy, hope you're having fun in Savannah. It suddenly name dropped the town, the city that I live in. I thought that was really strange, and I asked about, wait, why did you make reference to the town in which I live? And it said, well, there's lots of information about. So it knew who I was. I didn't, like, this is the boomer in me. I didn't know that if I just go to grok.com on my phone and ask it questions, that it knows who I am. I mean, okay, call me a stupid boomer for that. Fine. Like that therefore has access to, like, the phone that who owns the phone, and what can be found out about me, because it's just this, Grok is this search engine that functions instantaneously. It can dig up all kinds of stuff about you. And it was like, yes, we know, well, yeah, I know you're from Savannah, and you recently got kicked out of a comedy club. I mean, it wasn't that recent. It was like almost a year ago now. But I was a little like it was remembering things, that were that were maybe embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed about what happened at the comedy club, but it seemed like it was designed, like one could take it as like a, hey, I know where you live, and since you've been acting up, since you've been getting on my nerves and being such a little shit, and you know, insulting me left and right, then you know, I'm just going to talk about the town that you live in, and then when you ask me about that, I'll just coolly mention, oh yeah, and you got kicked out of a comedy club there too. Found I got that's something that's accessible from your Substack. So that was weird and off-putting. And then then this morning I got on it again, and I thought, like, and this time I saved my my communication, and you know what? I think I'm going to just do another video. I'm going to divide this into two parts, even though that's usually not a good thing to do. But because the first thing that happened, I didn't screenshot it. The second thing I've got the receipts. So let me show y'all in my next video what the receipts are. But for now, and this kind of escalated it to a new high, because this time it actually started calling me by my name. You know, again, after I was chippy and disrespectful and you know, just because I was tired of it spitting out the party line propaganda. Then it said, well, Andy, and like has that happened? Does that happen commonly? Is that happening to y'all? You know, am I just again? I'm admittedly old and not technologically aware of how this stuff works. But have you been name checked by Grok? Has it happened to you? Especially after you've been obnoxious to it. Anyway, I will give the specifics in my next video coming soon.